soldiers and also horses because the summer was coming on. And it was very difficult to walk around this area in 1940 in summertime because there were a lot of flies and the smell was very bad in this area.
Raino Kortti was a 21-year-old soldier then, assigned to a burial detail.
Se olisi tuntunut hyvin vaikealle, jos ne olisi ollut omia, eikä hän olisi pantukaan sinne. Mutta kun se on vihollinen ihminen. Sitä ei kunnioiteta sitä vihollista, olkoon se elävänä tai kuolleena.
Nor did Soviet leaders honor them.
Only 350 bodies were sent to the Russian side because Russia won this war, and they said that only 350 soldiers died here, and they took all those bodies with them.
The rest are still buried in mass graves on the Rata Road, unidentified by the nation that sent them into battle. When Nikita Khrushchev took over as leader of the Soviet Union after Stalin's death, he began a realistic accounting of Soviet casualties. He claimed as many as 1 million Soviet soldiers were lost in the 3 months of the Winter War. Since then, some historians have disputed Khrushchev's numbers. Few have challenged his conclusion. The Winter War had unintended consequences.
A victory at such a cost was actually a moral defeat. Our people never knew we had suffered a moral defeat because they were never told the truth. All of us, and Stalin first and foremost, sensed in our victory a defeat by the Finns. It was a dangerous defeat because it encouraged our enemies' conviction that the Soviet Union was a colossus with feet of clay. In short, our miserable conduct of the Finnish campaign encouraged Hitler in his plans for the Blitzkrieg, his Operation Barbarossa.
Stalin's perception of the threat to Leningrad turned out to be completely in the wrong direction, because when the threat came, it was from the Wehrmacht divisions pushing up through Poland and the Baltic states rather than from the Finns.
It's quite possible that had Stalin not had the lessons of the Winter War, that his army would have been even in poorer shape when Hitler attacked, and that Hitler actually might have managed to take Moscow.
Since the collapse of the Soviet Union, there has been a re-examination of this cataclysmic conflict.
It was in 1988 when the Russians said that they start the Winter War. And before that, they said that the Finns started the Winter War. Most Russian people don't know anything about the Winter War. They have white pages on their history.
More than 6 decades later, even after the fall of the Soviet Union, when all the occupied Baltic nations have regained their independence, Eastern Karelia and its former capital Vyborg remain part of Russia.
I'm waiting for Karelia to be returned to us so that I could take my grandchildren there and show that this is my original home district, and it has belonged to the neighbor for some time, but now it's again ours. And that is what I'm waiting for.
The Winter War shaped the thoughts of those who experienced it and those who have studied it.
Don't rely too much on technology. Technology is important, material strength is important, but skill, how you use your equipment is even more important, and ultimately will. If you don't have the will to fight, nothing else matters.
The people of Finland have shown that a united nation, small though it may be, can develop unprecedented fighting power and thus withstand the most formidable ordeals that destiny brings. By closing ranks at the moment of peril, the people of Finland earned for themselves the right to continue to live their own independent lives within the family of free peoples.
Finland won. Because had Finland lost, she would have been occupied by the Soviets, and she would have been like Estonia, which actually gave way to Stalin's demands and was occupied. And so in this sense, Finland won, obviously.
Nature has tried, but cannot conceal the old battlefields, the anti-tank traps, the blasted bunkers, unexploded shells, the unburied human remains. On the old battlefields, a new generation of Russians and Finns meet, not to renew a war, but to to remember. By living the past, shaping the future.